Yeah, this right here is for all the folks out there who just want to live in peace. Check it. Every screen I turn on, every channel I see, a little piece of my privacy they taking from me. And every road that I drive, every place I go, there's a digital footprint watching me grow. Yeah, this is for my people, just trying to be free. But the world is a wire and it's shocking me. It's supposed to be progress, a future so grand, but it's a panopticon and I don't understand. Every step I take, I'll be missing my privacy. Every breath I take, I'll be missing my privacy. No, they're listening to my life and they're watching me. Everywhere I go, I'll be missing my privacy. Yeah, check it. Start with the TV, that ACR's a shame. Snapping screenshots of my life, playing the data game. Then I get in the whip, think I'm clear of the view, but the GPS in the dash is reporting my moves. No new car passes a standard security check, so the hackers can watch you, showing no respect. They say it's for safety, a feature, a tool, but it's a rat in the cage, breaking every rule. Then they hit you with DO days, infrared beams, seeing right through the walls, living your dreams, so it seems. And the wireless signals, they track where you're at, and they say that the frequencies can do more than that. Every step I take, I'll be missing my privacy. Every breath I take, I'll be missing my privacy. No, they're listening to my life and they're watching me. Everywhere I go, I'll be missing my privacy. Yeah, back on the block, or what's left of the street. Got a smart meter on the house, making the beat, raping our data for advertisers to use. Knowing when you're asleep, knowing when you snooze. It ain't so easy to pass with your easy pass. They tracking your speed, they know you're out too fast. And your insurance rates go up, don't know the reason why. Your car is a spy and it's telling them lies, or the truth and you pay the price. Every sensor, every chip, it's not so nice. From the engine to the brake to the infotainment screen, you're the star of a movie, a surveillance scene. And you can't even turn it off, nah. That fake off mode is just a digital cough. The car's never off, the house is never asleep. They're all in the network, promises they couldn't keep. And we miss the days when the car was just steel, when the home was a castle with a fortress feel, you feel me? Every step I take, I'll be missing my privacy. Every breath I take, yeah, I'll be missing my privacy. Everywhere I go, gonna miss my privacy. We'll always miss our privacy. Yeah, I'm missing you, my privacy, my freedom, my soul.
Hello and welcome to the Crypto Conspiracy. This is your host Luke, coming to you live with Canna the Great. Welcome, Canna.
Hey, how y'all doing today?
How you doing? So today we got a great show. I thought about it on a whim yesterday. Actually, a new developer that I've been working with and developing has changed as well. We'll talk about that and vibe coding, right? But I thought of it yesterday, and I really feel that everybody needs to learn the mistakes that they're making. They don't really know the mistakes that they're making. I don't think they're conscious of the decisions that they're making when they make them. Partly due to the fact that they don't have all the information as to what's being served to them, right? They don't understand how what's being served to them works on the back end. And most people don't care. It's true. Most people say, as long as I could use this, who cares how it works? And that's basically most people. You show them a nice UI, user interface, and they're happy, right? They don't care how it works on the back. And that's it's a little bit of a problem, a tiny bit. And if we could start educating people on how it works, then maybe they could understand how they're getting compromised, and how to protect themselves from doing so. And so, privacy is freedom. And I urge everybody to go watch that movie, 1886, I believe. And you'll learn a lot from that movie if you haven't. There's a new article out called "The New Serfdom." Right, you'll find it on my X.com channel, and yeah, we're moving along, fellas. Things are getting good for Pirate and for Komodo. I would ignore prices at the moment completely, as I always do. As for me, prices are just a rating, right? It shows how much people are looking at it. When the price goes up, you see everybody wants to get involved. When the price is down, you see low morale. You see people not really doing anything. But when it starts going up, we see action, right? Everyone comes out of the woodwork. Developers pop out of nowhere. And I told you that was going to happen. I told you that was going to happen. So don't ever get down during the bear markets. You got to ride them out, guys. You got to ride them out, and when you do make some change, take some out so that you could ride out that bull because you know it's coming. It always comes. It's the bull and the bear. Right? But we're not here to talk about prices today. Uh, I do want everybody to recognize the error of their ways. There's a lot of things you do in life that are compromising you, and it all starts in your home and what you do with your family. Back in the day, we used to buy hard drives, and we used to put our data on hard drives. I literally got 1.5 petabytes in hard drive, and now we all trust this thing called the cloud storage, right? It goes in the cloud. Nobody knows how it works. So that is convenient. I understand. You don't have to worry about losing your own data. But you see, when you trust other people with holding your data, see that trust is a double-edged sword, that double-edged knife that's going to cut you back something. Now, I just heard before the show that another social media got hacked and 3.5 billion. What was the name of that social media?
WhatsApp.
WhatsApp. Wow, that's like the biggest. I know they use that in Italy, like religiously. 3.5 billion people hacked.
And
Don't.
that is Meta, Facebook, Meta, WhatsApp. Same
Yeah,
company.
Facebook, guys, the worst one that there is, in my opinion. That's the worst one. Not even,
Yeah.
nothing. But everything you post up there is no longer yours. It says it in their terms of service. that little checkbox you checked, but you didn't read the message. Here, check it. Nobody reads it. Right? That's a bullshit. That's a big problem in all these apps, right? You click agree, and you've agreed to something you didn't even read, and nobody ever reads it. They just want to get to using the app. So we got.
Because we trust, Captain. It's because they trust. We blindly trust, and to our detriment, actually.
I
You
don't.
can't blindly trust these people.
Yeah, and I don't trust anybody, man. I gotta see the way Lutz works is I got a percentage of trust for everybody. Even my mom, maybe 98%. Everyone's got a percentage, right? Don't ever put full trust into anything. I don't even trust myself at 100%. So people no longer own their data. You're giving it away to other people. All your photos, your documents, your memories are all being seen by corporations like Google, Microsoft, Apple. Who can access, scan? They could delete them all on a whim. They could do that. You gave them that permission. Okay, guys. So cloud storage is very dangerous. Okay, so when you're depending on Google or Samsung phone to upload all your pictures into the cloud, it's convenient, yes, but it's not that hard to get an external hard drive and put them on an external hard drive yourself. See, I'm giving you the solutions. I'm not just telling you the problem. Okay, guys. So,
Yeah.
I got an alert. All right, we're good. So, cloud storage is a problem. Okay, I need you guys to understand that all your data, when you depend on these things, they're gonna get hacked. The data is gonna get sold. And it's not just what's on your drive; it's how much of the drive you use. It's how often you access the drive. Those are all data points that get sold. Okay, guys, that's all. Everything you do, just stop using it and start taking responsibility for your data. Right? Get a hard drive, external hard drives. They're cheaper than ever these days. Right? Get two of them if you're worried. Back it up on both. They can't both die. Right? You can give one to somebody you trust, so just in case your house burns down. Right? You don't want. So you got some duplicates. And so that's a big problem. Okay, another thing you guys are doing wrong that's causing you to enslave yourself, right? Because that's what we're doing here. You're trying to point out all the ways that you're enslaving yourselves, guys. And you don't know you're doing it. You're doing it out of convenience. I understand. I do. But I want you to be aware now because a lot of you don't understand what's happening when you use this. And so subscription software, okay, guys, and including your operating systems at this point, guys, you don't really own it. You don't own those tools, right? Those are tools. Every piece of software you use is a tool. Excel, Office, Adobe, right? Adobe, the Creative Suite. I mean, those are all online software now. You can't use it without being online. So, they kind of made you a slave because now you will pay this perpetual rent for the right to use software.
Hey, Cap.
That software used to
Hey,
be free.
Captain. And
So,
and the games. And the games. We don't have our games in our possession anymore. We essentially rent the software.
correct. Even the games that your kids play, they are no longer Nintendo cartridges, right? Back in the day, we used to blow on the
Oh,
cartridge, get it to work, turn the Nintendo upside down, but they were ours. We owned them. Right now, now in order to play a game, you got to be online. You see your IP. They have to connect to your IP address, in order for you to play them. Right? That IP don't just stand for uh, internet protocol. It stands for intellectual property. Right? So don't trust anything that connects to an IP, the internet, your home internet. Right? If you do have a home internet, your router should have a VPN on it. You should have a VPN on
hey,
your
Cap.
router, and we'll be discussing that in the next hour. What's up?
Is the IP address essentially a digital ID?
Yes, it
I
is.
mean, every time I go on every time I go on the internet or any of these apps or do anything online, the authorities can identify and track me by my IP address. So we essentially already have a digital ID.
Correct. And it's not your IP address. You're renting it. That's how they're able to do that. It's not yours. They give it to you. They subnet theirs from their IXP. The IXP gives it to the ISP. And then the ISP subnets it like you would in your home and it gives you an IP address. And then so on and so forth, in your home. You subnet it from your end. But they're all rooted from the same place, right? So it's not decentralized at all, IP addresses. Definitely an identifier. And back in the day when I used to work for the company, you needed a subpoena to to actually do that. But these days, I don't think you need anything anymore. They could just ask, and they can see everything you're doing by your IP address, and they could change it at will, and they could shut it down at will, and they could what they call they could brick it, right? In the industry, it's called bricking. Right? They could brick your modem so that you only get an AOL dial-up speed, because you've been reprimanded, right? That's how they reprimand you. You sent out too many emails this week, sir. You sent out over 50 emails. Yeah, that's no good. We don't like you doing stuff like that. That's true. That's already happening. That's happened a long time. That's already happening. You get it, guys? All right. Uh, so subscription software, guys. If you don't own it, it's not yours. Okay? You want to be able to get a disk, put it in your computer, install it, and it's yours. You don't. If it only works by connecting to the internet, that's a slavery program. Right? That's
It's a
a
scam.
yeah. They're keeping you tied to them, and you will be their slave. Right? And those tools could shut down anytime they wanted to on their end. They could shut you down. It's not yours. Okay, let's move on to the next one, guys. Smart home ecosystems. Right? All you guys that like to, you know, control your color LED lights in the ceilings from your phone. Right? Turn on your fan with your phone. Oh boy, your
Smart
thermostat,
lights and smart fans,
your speakers, your door locks.
all
So,
spying on you.
yeah, your washing machine. They have washing machines now that connect to your phone, tells you when it's done. It's convenient. I understand.
Oh,
It is.
oh, they got they got refrigerators that will communicate with you Bluetooth.
Yeah,
It's insane.
yeah, and all of
And you know what
those.
else, Kevin? Hey, and you know
What's
what
really
else?
crazy?
Your doorbell is recording your neighbor across the street. or whatever's in front of
The,
your
the appliances
across
are
the street in
talking
front of your
to
house.
each other behind your back.
I'm sorry. Say that
What,
again.
Doc?
Hey,
The
Doc. Say that again.
appliances are talking to you behind your back. They're talking to each other all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
they are,
and the
and
ring door.
it's all being fed to Palantir AI to control us with AI.
Yeah, your ring doorbell, guys. Go look at the article. They're tied in with your local police station. They can look into your camera whenever the hell they want. Okay, that's happening right now.
With no warrant,
No
no
warrant.
subpoena, nothing. With
They
just
they got full authority to look at your ring doorbell anytime they want. Look through the camera and everything. You know,
man,
and
those
keep
are the real criminals, man. People who do that, that's real criminals.
and all these
That's real
things.
criminals right there.
All right, brother. Uh, then all these
Go
things
ahead.
I've explained to you, all these door locks, microwaves, everything that has their smart, so-called smart appliances, they're all connected to a brain. And that brain is called Alexa. Or if you're using Google, it's called Nest, right? Or Apple, it's called HomeKit, right? If those are the brains, guys, that's their operating system. That will be like the AI that's tying all those things together, gathering all that data, and putting the data points together so that they know when you walked out the house, when you walked in, when you sat down on the toilet, on your smart toilet that flushes automatically, right? Like that's they're gonna know every goddamn move you make with these smart home ecosystems. So you understand. I just want you. I know it's convenient. Understand what you're doing. Okay, understand the danger that's possibly involved in this, right? Because who? Hold on. All right. Oh, good. Let's see who it is. All right. So yeah, and you see. I have a camera system. That BB in the background tells me every single time something moves around me. And I know right away that that's not connected to the internet. That's just a camera connected to the server. You see, so it's not going. My alarm system don't go to some strangers out there and tell them, give them access to my cameras and everything. That's crazy, man. It's crazy because you don't know who those people are. I don't know who works for that company, but I do know people who have worked for companies that are not good people. I do know that. Right? They take that data, they bring it home, and they use it for their own use cases. The company has no idea what's happening. You get it? You get it? You can't trust anybody. When you go to the bank, you're gonna trust that bank teller. Cannot go tell their friends that you just put in 100 grand into your bank. No, you're gonna say, oh, that guy's got a big account, blah blah blah. Let's go rob him, right? But you don't. That's the danger of giving your information to strangers. Okay, these companies will say, yeah, we'll keep you safe, but you cannot depend on the word of strangers. All right, we're gonna move on to the next one, guys. With digital identity and social media online. Let's see here how I explain this one. We were just talking about Meta, right? And and Twitter as well. I forgot which one they use. They control what you see, who you can talk to. They can erase your entire social existence with the click of a button. Your friends and followers are actually their data assets. So what are you doing? You're actually putting other people in trouble too. You're involved. You're just giving them what they want. Don't depend on your social media to be your existence. I see some people if they lost their Facebook, they probably go jump off a bridge. That's how into it they are. Right? You got to stop with these social medias, guys. That's how you're giving them the power to allow them to tell you what to see, what to sell you, what to put in front of your face, so that you could think the way they want you to think. It's go look at your stream on your X profile, and they bring you exactly what they want you to think. I see Andrew Tate a lot. This guy. I mean, all of a sudden he's like, oh, everybody should invest in Gunrail or whatever the fuck that coin was, right? No, guys, no. He's a tool, right? If any privacy influencer out there does not mention Pirate Chain or the amazing decentralization of Komodo's exchange, they're not worth talking to or looking at. Okay, just get away from them. They're guiding you into tyranny. That's exactly what they're doing. They're guiding your children into tyranny, right? Because Zcash does not provide privacy at all. There is no
They're
privacy
getting
in
paid to do it,
Zcash.
Captain.
I did. They're all
I
and
get.
I know, and I believe that they have non-compete agreements, and this is why they don't even mention pirate. That they know that if people actually understood the technology behind pirate chain, they would say that what the hell am I doing? This is the best. There's nothing more safe than this to use for my financials, right? Because with pirate, you can't look into my wallet without my permission. Okay, nobody gives me the option of privacy. If somebody out there is saying, we're going to give you a little bit of privacy in this little corner right here that you can use anytime you want, no, you don't give me privacy. It's mine. It's mine. You don't have the permission. God did not give you the permission to give me privacy. Right? Privacy was mine the whole time. And by you asking me that question, by you saying I'm gonna, by you accepting somebody else's offer of privacy, you're a freaking idiot. All right? I'm gonna tell you straight from Brooklyn, you're a fucking idiot. All right, that's what you are. All right, because the moment you said yes, I'll take that little bit of privacy, you gave up your privacy. You gave up what you had, because now you're allowing them to give it to you. Just take it. It's yours. It's been yours since you were born. And I go on some passionate tangents here, guys. So if it's too much for you,
You all
I'm
right?
gonna I'm gonna simmer down. All right. So let's get off the
Hey,
digital
Captain.
identity and social medias because you're doing yourself a disservice. But I do urge you to look into alternatives. You know, there's things like Portal out there, and I don't know if Steam is still alive, but there's a lot of alternatives out there. Uh, look into them. There's actually there's an open source Discord I saw this weekend. Yeah, so you know, an alternative where they forked it. So you know, just start looking into alternatives, guys. Stop making your life about social media. What's up? What's up, Ken?
Oh, I was just thinking when you were saying all that, and agree 100%. But what I kept thinking about is you don't say that to someone who is a sovereign entity. And it's clear to me that these people that are passing all these tyrannical laws and policies and regulations and doing us like they do us, it's clear to me that they don't look at us. They don't look at me as a sovereign entity, Captain. They look at me as a like a lab in a or like an ant in a little ant farm in a lab some fucking where.
Right. Well, you're part of their corporation, right? You actually unknowingly signed up to be part of their corporation when you were born, and your parents didn't know better, you know, so that they made you part of this District of Columbia. If you live in the states, that's what it's called. And once you're part of that, you know, you're a 14th Amendment citizen, and you're under their control, right? But if you are a non 14th Amendment citizen and you redo your what's that called, passport, and you know, license, and so if you redo it and you send it in with an explanatory statement saying I am not a 14th Amendment citizen, they have to take it, right? Because there is such thing. People don't even know that there's different types of citizenships here in the U.S. They have no idea. They just go with the flow. They have no idea that they
Yeah,
can
I
be a
don't. I didn't
sovereign
know.
citizen. Right? Well, if you want to learn more about that,
Most.
you guys could go to destinationfreedom.com. You want to learn more about that process. I, I that's where you go. The guy's name is Chris Bronstein, you know, and the guy's full of knowledge. You know, I learned a lot just taking his class. He's got a great class. You'll walk out of there knowing things you had no idea existed. Okay, so definitely
So,
something.
Captain, so he helps people regain or concrete their sovereignty in.
He shows you how to keep your sovereignty. Yes,
Good. That's exactly what we need.
yeah, that guy's
Thank you
the
for
man.
that.
All right, so next, guys, the next thing you're doing to compromise yourself, you know, you might not know it, is your navigation apps in your car, right? So, you know, sometimes you use it for walking, I guess, too. Get lost. You know, but services like Google and Waze track your every move in real time. They know where you live.
Hmm.
They know where you work, where you visit, building a detailed profile in your life. It's used to predict your behavior and sell you things. Get it? Why your data is so important? So that they could sell you things. And more maliciously than that. I mean, if
No,
somebody else,
Hey, yeah, Captain. That's what they tell us. They tell us, oh, which the cookies and all the shit, so the device or the technology can read you and know what better to give you because they don't want to offer you no bullshit. We want to offer you what you're interested in. But that's a lie. They're really spying on us and tracking us and tracing us. Just cut the shit. You know what I'm saying?
and they're being paid by those people that are selling the products to sell you the product, right? So, but if you looked into it, you'd find the same
Mm-hmm.
product for a lot cheaper somewhere else. If you actually liked the product, So, yeah, I mean, nothing is what it seems. Nothing. Uh, so, those navigation apps, guys, the most dangerous things there are. I mean, they're literally on you the whole time. If the app is just open on your phone, it's still doing it, even if you're not using it. All right. Uh, there's financial enslavement, guys. Uh, Digital banking and payment apps. Your ability to buy, sell, transact is entirely dependent on banks and fintech apps like PayPal, Venmo, Cash App that can freeze your funds, block transactions, close your account without notice, effectively cutting you off from the economy or their economy at least, right? As we build a new one. Okay, the buy now, pay later bullshit. Okay, services like Afterpay and Klarna encourage consistent debt for trivial purchases. So you make those trigger hair moves like, oh yeah, I'm going to take out a loan to, they make it too easy. And it locks users into a cycle of payments. And those financial institutions, they just love you for that. 'Cause you're making them rich, you're making you a slave. That's exactly what they're trying to do, right? Your credit scores, your entire financial life is reduced to a number of controlled by a few opaque credit bureaus. Right? So little numbers. This number is controlled by these bureaus who are, you know, there is really there's no public involved there. That's all private. And this score dictates your ability to get housing, loans, and even employment,
All
making you beholden to a
centralized.
system. Yeah, no, but it makes you a slave to their system. You have to depend on this number. Where a handshake, a spit on a hand and a handshake. Used to be a thing. Uh, yeah, so be careful with those things, guys. That's financial enslavement, and that's why you need things like pirate chain. Bitcoin is a big con. It's a con, guys. It's there to enslave you. Right? There was a time where Bitcoin was believed to be private. Uh, that was a long time ago. And people have lost that love for privacy in crypto. I don't even, and now it's coming back, yes. But the last 4 years, where have you guys been? Playing with NFTs? You're silly, right? Crypto was made to give you a power over the current system. Be your own bank. That was the slogan. Think about it, right? Don't, it wasn't work with the banks. It was be your own bank. That was the slogan 15 years ago. Right? Your physical and
Check this out,
lifestyle.
Captain.
Yeah,
Hey, check this out, Captain. Speaking of banks, do you really want to mess with a bank that today I heard that J.P. Morgan was allowing Jeffrey Epstein to use his bank to do his business that he was all his illegal business he was doing. So
yeah.
you
Well,
can't trust these banks.
I don't know. I
And
believe.
all this technology is good news. I'm happy that we have technology that I can be my own bank because you know what? I trust me. I trust me. I don't trust J.P. Morgan or Wells Fargo or
And you
all these
should.
other ones. I don't
And,
trust them.
right.
Or these CX exchanges. I don't trust them at all either.
The same thing. We went over it last week. Banks and centralized exchanges, they are the same thing.
The same thing. Exactly.
All right, guys. I have a very long list here, so I want to get through this. Uh,
Yeah, go
physical,
ahead.
physical and lifestyle enslavement, guys. The gig economy. Platforms like Uber, DoorDash, Instacart have created a modern day serfdom. Workers don't own their businesses, set their prices, control their workflow. They're completely dependent on the app for their livelihood, which can be taken away at any moment based on algorithm or customer complaints. Right? Food delivery dependencies. Right? You're being dependent on food delivery. Right? People have outsourced their ability to feed themselves. Corporations like Uber Eats and Grubhub, they pay premiums for the convenience of not having to cook or shop. While these platforms control access to restaurants and exploit delivery drivers, they are taking your power away from making your own choices in food. Right? They're taking your power away, and they're kind of making you handicapped, right? Because at some point, if your kids grow up this, learning these methods, they're not going to know how to do anything. You're going to have a debilitated child. You won't be able to live in the world if all these apps and services shut off all at once. They won't be able to live. They won't know how to grow their own food. They won't know. They don't. They won't know what weeds in the backyard that they could eat because most of those weeds are very nutritious, right? There's
Hmm.
things. There's things that you need to know, and you're never gonna learn them if everybody's doing everything for you. And trust me, I've learned that myself. I've learned that myself in a lot of areas of life. And ride sharing, the reliance on Uber and Lyft has decimated local taxi industries and made people dependent on an app for basic transportation, subject to surge pricing and the whims of the algorithm. Right, so prices will go up and down. There's no actual static numbers. Uh, Smart appliances, your refrigerator, your washing machine, coffee maker, now require an internet connection and an app to fully function. They report usage data back to the manufacturer and can be bricked. Oh, look, here, see that word? It's an industry term, guys. They report the usage data back to the manufacturer and can be bricked, which means, they can handicap it from a distance or just shut it down. And if they could force you to buy a new one. Okay, you didn't update your firmware on your laundry machine, or on your TV, they'll just shut it down and they'll say, we're not going to turn it on until you update it so that we could spy on you some more. Consumption and media enslavement. Okay, next category, guys: consumption and media enslavement. This is a list I made for you. Okay, streaming services. We went over it earlier. You don't own movies or music anymore. With Netflix, Spotify, and others, you pay endlessly for accessing a catalog that can be altered at any time. Your favorite movie or song can disappear tomorrow, and you have no recourse for that. Right? So back in the day, they used to punish us for downloading MP3s, but we knew back then why we downloaded the MP3s, right? Because we did not want to pay these services, and we get millions of MP3s. We put them on our hard drives, and they were ours. Those songs were ours. All right, and that's the idea. You guys have lost this love for owning things. Ebooks and digital readers, right? The Kindle books. Uh, what other ones are out there? I remember Kindle at the moment. Uh, you don't own the books. Uh, you're licensing them, and Amazon can remotely delete them from your device, as they have done in the past. Worse than that, guys, is that they could change history and you wouldn't even know. Right? Those books, the words in those books could change, and you'd go back to it and be like, you might say like, I don't remember it saying that, but that's what it says, right? But you wouldn't know it changed. That's why you need real books, okay? Because this is an easier way to erase history for them, right? They don't have to burn the books anymore. They can burn the books remotely. I know. All right. It's a conspiracy theory, guys. It's a conspiracy theory. Till we're right. Print on demand and fast fashion. Right? The convenience of cheap, instant, available clothing from sites like Amazon and Shine has created disposable culture. People are enslaved to a cycle of micro trends, funding a system of exploitive labor and environmental destruction, all for the convenience of a $5 t shirt. Food and service, meal kits, services like Blue Apron and HelloFresh have convinced people that they are incapable of planning and cooking their own meals, creating dependency on proportioned corporate curated ingredients and recipes. And that includes GMO and all kinds of Bill Gates type experiments that we're volunteering to eat.
Franken food. I
Yeah,
call it Franken food.
yeah. Frankenfish, right? The salmon. It's all bad. It's all bad, guys, unless you actually watched it
Yeah.
grow or fished it yourself, grew it yourself, that you know from how it was grown or raised. It's better. It's better you do it. Everything is better when you do it. Right? Um, Automobiles and traffic, travel enslavement. Automobiles and travel enslavement. The connected car surveillance state. Modern vehicles are not machines you own. They're data gathering terminals on wheels. Manufacturers like Tesla, General Motors, and Ford and Nissan's the worst, collect the vast amounts of real time data. Your GPS location, your driving speed, your braking habits, your seatbelt usage, the weight of the person
Snitch.
in the passenger seat, and
All
even the
snitching on you.
yeah, and even the conversations you have inside your car via voice commands.
No,
This
nuh-uh.
this
There ain't
data
no way they do that.
this data is often
You think they're doing that, Kevin?
yeah, of course, bro. Worse than that, even the cameras in your car. Some cars have cameras in it, all right, that take pictures randomly
They,
so they can see who's in the car. The data is often sold to data brokers, insurance companies, or used against you in legal proceedings. So that this data can come out later on. You are driving a data collection device for a corporation, and you paid for the privilege of doing that. You're all sick fucks. Next, electronic toll
how is
collection.
that illegal, Captain?
It is
How
actually,
is that legal? How can they do that shit, man? There ain't no man. Man, there is no way we're gonna. Nah.
bro. It's a
How
big
can that
panopticon.
be freaking legal?
It is. Actually, according to my personal research, uh, there are no cars built in over 10 years now that actually passed the automobile security standards, and that is real. They actually have automobile security standards, and none of them passed. And nobody is saying a goddamn thing. None of the cars pass these days. They all fail the actual government
Because they don't
security
snitch enough.
standard.
Because they don't snitch enough.
They,
Is that why they're failing? Because they don't snitch enough. They
they,
wanted to snitch more.
they make more money. That's why. Bro. That's all. It's always
I hate
what.
to
God.
interrupt,
Yeah.
but at least as of 2024 in the EU, they're pretty strict about that shit. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know about
Yeah.
cars and stuff, but EU in general, like with all the smart stuff, is like super strict. I hate to derail the conspiracy, but yeah.
Oh, do your research, brother. You're wrong.
Uh, um,
Do your research. You're
I
wrong.
mean,
Yeah.
yeah,
I,
You're absolutely wrong, bro.
I'm only
All right.
I'm only an electrical engineer, but yeah.
That's great, man. We all got skills. Okay, this is something you need to research. All right. I know I do a lot of things myself, right? But you have to research it. Okay, because none of them pass the automobile standards, and those automobile standards will change. All right, because you're not making those rules. I'm not making those rules. The people who are getting paid are making those rules. All right. So you're even how hard you press the pedal is getting sent to your insurance company. All right, go do some research, bro, before you talk. Next,
Uh,
yeah, that's okay. Everybody has to learn sometime. Next, electronic toll
uh,
collection. Electronic toll collection. These systems are a perfect example of trading privacy for a small convenience. To avoid stopping at all toll booths, you agree to have your movement tracked and logged every time you pass the checkpoint. This creates a permanent timestamp record of your travel patterns, which can be accessed by law enforcement, divorce attorneys, hackers. It's a surveillance network you pay to be part of. You're all sick.
be
Next,
used against you.
you're all sick. You're sick people. You don't know what's happening. Airline travel and biometric control. From the moment you book a flight, you enter a system of total control. Airlines share your personal data with governments. Your face is scanned at security checkpoints and boarding gates. Your purchase history and travel patterns are logged and profiled. The convenience of getting from A to B requires near total submission to, to corporate and state surveillance with no recourse if you are flagged by any algorithm. Public and transit
Wow.
Public transit and contactless payment. Using a tap to pay card or phone apps for buses and trains creates a detailed log of your daily commutes and movements. Transit authorities can track your habits, identify patterns, and know when and where you travel. The convenience of not carrying cash comes at the cost of being a data point in a municipal surveillance system. All right, go buy. I'm gonna get a horse soon. I'm just gonna ride a horse everywhere I go. The core theme here is the transformation of travel from a private act of freedom into a monitored, data-driven transaction. Every step of the journey is now an opportunity for a shadowy entity, be it a car manufacturer, a government agency, or a tech giant, to collect data, exert control, and profit from your lack of privacy and stupidity. People have accepted
A
this.
hidden hand.
People have
What's the alternative? I also like. I mean, I'm trying to live off the grid, as much as possible. But some of these things, like they make it difficult for us to exist without like bowing down to, the systems that like make it impossible to even enjoy basic human rights. Like you said, like paying for shit, like your water bill and shit. That track you off of that even. Like, and even like these smart like electricity meters like the ones that I have now. Like they know when you're on holiday and when you're not at home and like yeah, I don't
yo
know. Like
yo bro.
it's shit.
That smart meter could tell them exactly what channels you watch, what time you watch. It's sick.
Yeah,
It's sick.
I don't know what else to do because I mean I need internet and I need electricity and they're like nope, we have the monopoly on this.
Correct.
Yeah, we got ourselves in a pickle.
But the but the
We're
but
caught in a corner.
but the problem is that people don't know. That's why they're accepting of it. They don't. It's like when the internet first started. Nobody told them that a cookie could tell somebody exactly what other websites they went to, you know, what type of websites, so that they know if you're pregnant, right? If you're a smoker and you're looking to stop smoking, like nobody understood what cookies did back then, and if they did, they would do something about it, but they didn't. They didn't understand every time that they logged into a website that website would know exactly where they came from, and a lot of other data. Like if somebody told me that the moment I logged into the website, the person I don't know will know exactly where I'm coming from, I would say no, I'm not logging into your website, right? And I can tell you that.
Amen. That's why Web
Well,
three and like Web three. That's where Web three comes in. Like decentralized and that's what it
Is
solves.
Cordal? Hey, is Cordal cloud based? It's Cordal's cloud based, isn't it? Technology.
I don't know what that means. Everything is cloud based. It's on an IP address, but you know, well, what I like about Cordal is that they're working on a reticulum, and when that happens, then I'll probably love it. Uh, but that aside, reticulum I believe is the future of internet. It looks like nothing now. It's a works, but like everything, every other technology, you have to implement it first for it to get better, right? So, and I worked for voice over IP. I was one of the beta testers in uh, Cablevision like 15, 20 years ago, uh, probably 20 years ago now, where I was testing voice over IP for the first time. No, it did, plain old telephone lines was all there was. And, we tested it and it wasn't very good at all. There's a lot of jitter and a lot of trouble and a lot of problems, tons of problems. And then the way they implemented it and introduced it to society was, oh, this is the phone backup, right? So don't disconnect your phone. It's just a phone backup, and that's what they did to introduce it. And then all of a sudden, now it's the main phone for everybody, and it's very intrusive, and it's even worse than plain old telephone. So
Amen. Amen.
It's I worked in the industry, but I know more than I sound like. That. No, trust me. It's the Brooklynese accent. It throws people off. The credit card panopticon, all right, guys? So your financial enslavement through payment methods. Right? Your financial enslavement through
Yeah.
payment methods, all right? The credit card panopticon. Every time you swipe, tap, or insert a credit or debit card, you create a permanent searchable record of your existence. The banks and payment processors like Visa, MasterCard know where you eat, what you buy, where you travel, which doctor you visit, and what your hobbies are. This data is used to build a detailed consumer profile that dictates what advertisements you see, what interest rates you get, and whether you are flagged as risky. You are not a customer, you are a data asset whose spending habits are packaged and sold. Okay, so people are making money off your ads. Digital payments as a leash. Services like PayPal, Venmo, and Apple Pay create a centralized choke point for you, your economic life. They can and do freeze accounts, block transactions,
Hmm.
and ban users from political reasons. And we've seen that. Truckers, right? We've seen that. Truckers
Yep.
getting. We saw it. It already happened. Right? It's not even not a conspiracy theory. It already happened. Right?
No, even like games these days, even games that have like political or like like vaguely adult stuff, they're like blocking them. Like Steam won't even let them process this payments because Visa says nope. Like that's adult stuff, and or that's like political stuff, And I mean, if these indie companies can't earn money, then then they're like dead. So
Yep. Yep. You're right, man.
yeah.
For buying.
Hey, something else,
So
Captain.
yeah, I got a
Hey,
couple
something
more I
else,
want to
Captain.
get to.
Go ahead.
There's just three more. Is it going to be quick? Go ahead. Say it. We got 5 minutes.
Yeah, I was just going to say. I was just going to say that they have technology that can clone your cell phone in a flash of an eye, real
Oh yeah.
quick.
Oh yeah. That's old.
Oh,
Yeah, that was
oh, my bad.
heck, they were able to do that probably about 10 years ago.
Well, everybody pays for everything with their cell phone. My kids, they use their cell phone. They use their phone for their debit card now. Everywhere they go, they just pop up their phone.
Yeah, my kid not allowed to
They
have
don't
They
need
could
to
be,
clone your phone if they have like back access to it.
exactly.
Like I mean,
They own the phone.
yeah.
I mean, even
I
even
guess you're
some of the
right.
third party
Yep.
apps you install, like I mean, they're like Temu and that stuff. They got like fined and shit because they were installing spyware. Like you're there like buying like fast fashion clothes, like you all mentioned, and then like boom, you're getting spyware.
Yeah. Well, it's all an
Yep.
illusion. It's
Go
all an
ahead.
illusion. They'll flag you for buying the wrong types of products, right? So if you buy like a gun or certain books that are deemed banned, or
Oh,
there are actually movies that are banned as well that you're not allowed to look at. And simply due to faulty algorithms. When your ability to transact is controlled by a third party, you are not free. You are begging for permission to use your own money. The Bitcoin, now the Bitcoin, right? The Bitcoin, I call it, because it's no longer Bitcoin, it's Bitcoin, right? Because 16 years ago, I myself believed Bitcoin was the answer. All right, I did. I thought it was the best thing in the world. Okay, till 16 years later. Now here I am telling you the opposite. Right? The Bitcoin
And
illusion, the Bitcoin illusion of anonymity. Right? While Bitcoin was created as a tool for financial sovereignty, its use by average people has become another form of surveillance. Right? Bitcoin is a surveillance tool. Most people buy Bitcoin on a centralized exchange like Coinbase or Binance. FYI, guys, if a coin is on if there is a coin on Coinbase, it is not a privacy coin. All right, you should know that right off the bat, which requires extensive identity and verification (KYC AML). This links their real-world identity directly to their crypto wallet. Furthermore, the public blockchain is permanent, transparent ledger. Every transaction you make is traceable forever. Law enforcement agencies and blockchain analytic firms and advertisement firms are incredibly adept at anonymizing transactions, linking pseudonymous wallets to real people. For most, Bitcoin is not a private tool. It's a public bank statement that anybody can read. Anybody, malicious actors included. Right? Central banks,
I mean,
digital currencies, guys, CBDCs. The final,
I mean, yeah, that's the only reason that they have it on the stock exchange now. You know why the centralized governments, like acknowledge it, and now you can trade it on the exchanges. Because it fits their criteria of
oh yeah, they love it,
this
bro.
like tracking.
It's a bank's wet dream. Bitcoin is a bank's wet dream. They don't got to ask you for permission anymore, and they can limit you without leaving their desk. So CBDCs, guys, the biggest danger out there. I call them bank coins. I call them stable coins. But I believe all the stable coins are out there, except for FUSD and Zephyr. All the other ones out there are CBDCs. They have reversible transactions. Okay, unlike unlike decentralized crypto,
Yep.
uh, a CBDC is a digital dollar directly controlled by the Federal Reserve or another government central bank. It would allow the total surveillance and control over every transaction. Right. So if you want to buy 2 gallons of milk, I'm sorry, you've met your quota for the week. Go home. Your kids
Fuck
cannot
that.
have more milk. The government can
Yeah,
see
fuck
every
that.
the government could see every purchase you make in real time, and worse, they could program the money with expiration dates. Restrict what you can buy, no red meat, no gasoline, or even turn your money off if you engage in dissent. Right? So if we're talking the way we're talking now, oh man, we gotta shut these guys up. Right? They can just shut your money off and you can't use it. It is the ultimate tool for
Fuck
social
that.
control. Right? This is something New York City would love. It's basically turning into a socialist state here. It is the ultimate tool for socialist control, all sold as a convenient and modern upgrade to cash. Right? Cash is still king. It's still better than Bitcoin. Not better
You
than
think we'll
pirate.
ever have to come and rescue you and get you to help you escape New York, Captain?
Nah, fuck that, bro. I'm probably gonna die here. The common thread. I, by all rights, I should have
Hey,
been
you're
dead 60
describing.
years ago, bro.
Yeah, hey, what you're describing, hey, what Captain is describing to us is our slavery, guys.
Amen. Amen.
That's exactly what Captain is explaining to us, and we're going to stay in this state and or fall deeper into it if we don't start becoming conscientious about it, man. We're going to have to start thinking about this shit because everything he said is real. It's all documented. Look it up. Look it up. It's all there.
Yeah, go look at the automobile thing I was talking about, bro. I did extensive research into that, man. And I found out that Nissan actually is the worst of all of them, where they can actually activate the freaking cameras in your car. So no,
When you said Nissan, I was like, what? Because they're building a brand new Nissan right here by my house, a little ways by my house.
yo, I'm gonna I'm
So,
gonna I'm gonna eventually do a show where I walk up to every goddamn car lot and I'm gonna ask them, yo, if you could give me a car that doesn't spy on me, I'll buy it today. And let's see how many. I promise you, not one of them will be available unless you go to a used car dealership and you buy an old car that don't have that technology in there. Those old cars are going to be worth a lot more money for that reason, guys. When privacy becomes
well,
real, not just in crypto, but when privacy is demanded now in the real world, everything's going to change. People are going to start looking for old Commodore 64s, right? They don't want to be spied on. They're gonna look for old cars, really not before the year 2000, or 2005, I believe, is when are pretty much safe. They don't have all that GPS crap in it. Uh, yeah, so just to end it off, guys, we got to start the new show, the Town Hall Komodo Exchange Live, and we got some good stuff coming. Uh, the common thread in the common thread is the death of anonymity and financial privacy. Whether it's credit card, a payment app, or a crypto exchange, the modern financial system is designed to eliminate Untraceable transactions. Every dollar you spend is a vote, a statement, and a piece of data about you and who you are. By adapting these convenient payment methods, people have agreed to live in a financial panopticon where every economic choice is monitored, recorded, and judged by a shadowy entity, be it a bank, a tech company, or the state itself. True financial freedom is the ability to transact privately, and that is precisely what has been sacrificed. Pirate is your only way to freedom, guys. Privacy is freedom. Ask any teenager. All right, all right, guys. Thank you for joining me on a great show today. I hope a lot of this wakes people up. That's why I do it. I hope you guys see what's happening behind the curtain of everything that you buy. Right? So that's the problem. You're not seeing behind the curtain. You don't know what these things are doing when they're in your home. And so be wary of things that connect to the internet. Everything that connects to the internet is linking you to one IP address. And that's the most dangerous thing in the world. All right. I love you all. Canada the Great. Thank you, brother, for being my
See ya.
co-host. And
Well,
I'll see you guys next week with another great show. Next week is Thanksgiving, guys. So, it's not going to be, we might not have an interview on the town hall meeting. I'll still try to do it though, and enjoy your holiday next week. The holidays coming, guys. So next year, I plan on ramping things up tremendously. We're going to be doing live feasts. Okay, I'm going to call it the Pirate Feast, and everybody's going to be able to come and have dinner with me, like a mafioso, Italian culture type of thing. All right, because I'm tired of seeing the events that we have. I want to make something new and something unique. Right, so you could come down you could come to New York City every month, once a month. If you're close by, awesome. Come and hang out, have dinner with me, and let's talk some crypto, and let's get some real conversations brewing, so that you guys could go out there, take what you learn, and go teach other people. All right, I love you all. This is Roots signing out.
Yeah. This right here is for all the folks out there who just want to live in peace. Check it. Every screen I turn on, every channel I see, a little piece of my privacy they taking from me. And every road that I drive, every place I go, there's a digital footprint watching me grow. Yeah, this is for my people just trying to be free, but the world is a wire and it's shocking me. It's supposed to be progress, a future so grand, but it's a panopticon and I don't understand. Every step I take, I'll be missing my privacy. Every breath I take, I'll be missing my privacy. No, they're listening to my life and they're watching me. Everywhere I go, I'll be missing my privacy. Yeah, check it. Start with the TV, that ACR's a shame. Snapping screenshots of my life, playing the data game. Then I get in the whip, think I'm clear of the view, but the GPS in the dash is reporting my moves. No new car passes a standard security check, so the hackers can watch you, showing no respect. They say it's for safety, a feature or tool, but it's a rat in a cage, breaking every rule. Then they hit you with DO days, infrared beams, seeing right through the walls, living your dreams, or so it seems. And the wireless signals, they track where you're at, and they say that the frequencies can do more than that. Every step I take, I'll be missing my privacy. Every breath I take, I'll be missing my privacy. No, they're listening to my life and they're watching me. Everywhere I go, I'll be missing my privacy. Yeah, back on the block, or what's left of the street. Got a smart meter on the house, making the beat, raping our data for advertisers to use. Knowing when you're asleep, knowing when you snooze. It ain't so easy to pass with your easy pass. They tracking your speed, they know you're out too fast. And your insurance rates go up, don't know the reason why. Your car is a spy and it's telling them lies, or the truth and you pay the price. Every sensor, every chip, it's not so nice. From the engine to the brake to the infotainment screen, you're the star of a movie, a surveillance scene. And you can't even turn it off, nah. That fake off mode is just a digital cough. The car's never off, the house is never asleep. They're all in the network, promises they couldn't keep. And we miss the days when the car was just steel, when the home was a castle with a fortress feel, you feel me? Every step I take, I'll be missing my privacy. Every breath I take, yeah, privacy, my freedom, my soul.
Know this answer, but maybe you do. When it comes to like a VPN, for example, why do we use a VPN? We use a VPN so that we're not traceable, but I mean, unless I'm wrong, I don't think that my browser history is public in the way that you're describing crypto transactions, right? I don't, like, who could look and see my browser history, which is why would I use a VPN? I don't know if you know this answer, but do you know? Why would I?
Yeah, so primarily who would be able to see your browser history would be your ISP, your internet service provider. So when you use a VPN, you're obscuring that information from the internet service provider, because really they have no business needing to know what sites you're visiting. And that's why people use VPN. It's for that, and it's for security, and it's for accessing your data remotely and protecting your bank account information when you're in an internet cafe. But primarily it's from third parties.
Okay. So basically, like, my internet provider would be able to see my whole entire browser history because if I'm not using a VPN. And then if the government were to go to them and say, we want her browser history, then they would be able to turn that over. But if I were using a VPN, then I'm now shielded from all of that.
That's right.
Okay. I'm wondering if they've gone after VPN developers yet. Is the government going after them? It seems like they would want to.
Using this theory, so the government's theory in this whole case is because I had knowledge that criminals could use my software. Not that I knew of a specific criminal using it, not that I knew of a specific crime, just the generalized possibility. By that expanded theory, they could go after pretty much any software developer, because criminals, shocking alert to the SDNY, criminals exist and they use software. They use tools.
Right. Specifically, though, I think the government would go after the privacy tools because, like we said, they're not going after the gun people or the road builders or the car manufacturers. They're going after the privacy tools very specifically. They want to be able to spy on us. Okay.